Hey guys, welcome back. It's Missy, and if you're new here, welcome. I am a life and relationship coach, and on this channel, we get to the root of the issue and we learn how to heal and deal. So if that's your thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to be a part of the fam. Today's topic, we'll be talking about the emotionally absent father. So I think this is a really important topic because a lot of people have emotionally absent fathers and they don't even realize they have emotionally absent fathers because still in today's society, emotions are for women, emotions are for children. Men still are made to feel like they can't have emotions. Be a man, grow up. No tears, don't cry, crying's for women. Feelings are for the weak. If I had a penny for every time I heard that, or I had a male client tell me that, I'd be a millionaire. Part of my job is I get my male clients to reframe the thoughts about their feelings and realize that feelings are important and it's okay to cry. With my clients that think that feelings are for the weak, I'm like, buckle up, you're gonna wind up crying because feelings are not for the weak, feelings are for the strong. It takes a big person to admit how they're feeling. That's tough shit right there. So because society and their fathers place this mentality on men and this toxic masculinity still exists, they are out of touch with their emotions and being able to express their emotions. So because men are made to feel like they can't express their emotions, they don't, and then they don't know how to connect on a deeper level. And so a lot of people, they'll physically have their dads there, like your physical needs are met. Maybe he works and he brings home the bacon, or maybe he'll go to all of your soccer matches, your baseball, your dance recitals. He'll go to all those things. But when it comes to emotionally connecting, he's not there. It's unavailable. And a father's emotional support is just as important as a mother's emotional support, but it's not something that is nurtured enough. So let's talk about the role as a father. A father's role is security. A father's role is the disciplinary, the one that's assertive, the one that lays down the law and follows through. Think about it. If you wanted to get away with something, who were you more likely to try to get away with? Going to your mom or going to your dad? More often times than not, it was probably your mom. Obviously, this is not in all homes, but usually the mother's role is to be more nurturing and compassionate and understanding, which can make them seem meek at times. Where fathers are usually more seen as the dominant, stern ones, like, you're in trouble. They are supposed to be the protector, like, nope, you're not doing that thing, get in your room, I'm gonna protect you from hurting yourself. They are the ones who are supposed to protect you and the ones you feel like you should be able to go to when shit hits the fan. And this is because, talking from a biological standpoint, men are stronger than women. They evolved to be better suited for battle. So a father's role, that's why a father's role is security. He doesn't back down. So that's why if you have an emotionally absent father, you will feel like something's missing. It hurts your self-worth, and it hurts your self-worth because you're wondering, why won't my father love me or validate me? Is it me? Is there something wrong with me? It hurts your ability to connect with males. And with women look to their father figure of how to have a relationship with men, and males look to their father figure of how to be a man. So when you don't have that guidance, you're missing a part of you. And so you will long for that emotional connection because it is a form of security, and you long for that security from a father figure. So let's talk about the signs that you have an emotionally absent father. First thing is that it's hard to have a conversation with them. So they may be able to have shallow conversations like, how's your day? The weather, what's going on? What's for dinner? They'll be able to have conversations like that. But when it comes to deeper stuff like their emotions, what's actually going on with you, your friends, what's going on with school, who you are as a person, they won't really go there. They don't show that interest, or they're not able to have those conversations, and they are not able to have those conversations about your feelings. They seem really disinterested. Another thing is there's little affection. So there may not have been a lot of I love yous. Hugs may have been something that was very foreign. It was hard to be affectionate, maybe share your feelings, share any appreciation. It was hard to talk about that emotional stuff and be affectionate with your dad. And so the other thing is they may avoid their emotions, So they may not talk about when something's upsetting them, when they're sad. You may have never seen your dad cry. And so because of that, they then can't deal with your emotions. So they may belittle your emotions, they may criticize you a lot, they may ignore when there's a problem, they may ignore when you're feeling something, and they will never really validate what you're feeling. There's just a lot of avoidance of any type of emotions. And you can't have certain conversations with them because you won't be able to connect, or they'll invalidate, or it will be a negative experience where you will wind up hurt in the end. Another thing is they may be either really angry or really passive. So your dad may have been someone that was very reactive, would get angry at the smallest things, would get angry when really they were like really stressed or something was going on. They would show a lot of anger and they may lash out on you. So you may have seen a lot of random outbursts of anger. You never know when he was going to explode. Or the opposite, where they were really passive. So they were really withdrawn. They would stay away from you, not really say much. Maybe they would really be invested, like TV, or maybe they'd go out a lot, and they were very passive and didn't speak up a lot. And the last thing is, your dad may have been either a workaholic or an alcoholic. They may have been a serial cheater. They may have been addicted to something. And that is because a lot of men deem themselves as providers. So they're like, well, I provided, I did my job. And they will try to detach from any emotional intimacy. So anytime there's a time where they have to commit to something emotional, they'll detach and then they'll become addicted to something else. Because again, they don't want to go to that emotional place. They don't want to deal with their emotions. The alcoholic, workaholic, person that's really withdrawn and becomes addicted to other things, they more oftentimes than not have come from fathers that were alcoholics, workaholics, and were serial cheaters themselves. So that's the example they saw. So how does this affect you? Well, when you feel like you don't have that security, or you feel like you are trying to seek your dad's approval and never feeling like you're good enough, you will then try to get the approval of other male figures. And this is with both men and women. People that are attracted to males may crave more of that attention, but both genders will try to seek that approval of feeling like they're worthy, they're good enough, they fit in. And this can cause you to be an overachiever as well. Because again, like I said, your feelings of never feeling good enough, not worthy, so you will try to find ways where you'll feel good enough, where you'll get your dad's approval, where you'll hear that your dad is proud of you or he loves you. So that, and you have lingering feelings of never feeling good enough, never worthy, undeserving, and feeling unlovable, where you don't think anyone will want you. And this can cause you to go into unhealthy relationships. So you've never seen a healthy relationship with a male, so you will now struggle with having healthy relationships with males. So this creates an insecure attachment. So you may, and I talk about attachment a lot, so you may either avoid attachments with males, so you may avoid interacting with males. Men may have mainly women friends, or women may, if they're attracted to males, they may avoid those types of relationships, or they'll avoid getting close to males. Or the opposite, where you'll become overly needy and clingy, and then you'll get angry when that male does not meet your needs. Or you may feel like they never can meet your needs, so you'll never feel satisfied. You also may become codependent, because you didn't get that validation from your father. You will seek the validation of other people, and you will try to find ways that people will approve of you, they will validate you. And I have a ton of videos on codependency, which I'll link down below the playlist, or maybe I'll put it up here. Another thing that's kind of similar to codependency is you'll have really weak boundaries. You won't know how to set those healthy boundaries because you never had a male figure to teach you about healthy boundaries. So you may allow people to disrespect you, or you may say yes when you actually want to say no. And you, like I said, you don't know how to have that healthy relationship with a male. Another thing is addiction. So you may also become addicted to things. You may become addicted to love and sex. You may be addicted to work. You may become an alcoholic. You may be addicted to drugs, because you feel this emptiness, the lack of validation. You'll feel this hole, the lack of love for yourself, the feelings of unworthiness and feeling unlovable. You will try to fill that hole, and so that's why you'll become addicted to things. And the last thing is you may be angry, or you may be passive. So because you were never really taught how to deal with your emotions and you were always shown anger, you now are going to react with anger. As I always say, anger is a secondary emotion. So you're really feeling sad, hurt, frustrated, you're feeling something else, but it's coming out as anger. And you were never really taught how to communicate what's going on because you were made to believe that feelings are for the weak. So you now, the feelings have to come out somehow. So you may now just show anger, or you're really passive. And you may internalize those feelings and you may hurt yourself, self-sabotage, but you may never really speak up because you never really felt like you had a voice, and you now have become emotionally unavailable and you're not able to deal with your emotions, so you're really passive and withdrawn. And you yourself will become emotionally unavailable. Or you may wind up in relationships or friendships with other emotionally unavailable men or toxic men. So you may notice yourself having really shallow relationships. And you also may struggle with being assertive because you may not have that assertive role in your life. So that's why you may have a hard time enforcing those boundaries or being able to speak up for yourself. So what are some ways you can deal with this? First, what I would say is understand it's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done differently to make your dad, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Bear with me. Understand there's nothing you could have done to make your dad behave differently towards you. This is your dad problem. This has nothing to do with you. It's not a personal problem. Kids have a hard time reasoning and being able to realize that it has nothing to do with them, and they take that with them. Just understand, there's nothing you could do differently. This is a personal problem on his end. It has nothing to do with you. And so understand it's not your fault. The next thing is, I always suggest try to have a conversation with your dad. See if he'll go there. He may surprise you. He may not. But have a conversation about how you feel, how it was like growing up and not having that emotional support. See what he has to say. If he doesn't go there, he doesn't go there. But if he does, then you're able to reconcile and maybe work on those emotional issues. You never know unless you try first. So share with your dad how you feel, what you want to change, and see if he's willing to work on it with you. If not, then you can focus on your healing and accepting the situation where it is and know that you tried. The next thing is stop seeking approval from others. I know this is easier said than done, but the only approval that matters is yourself, what you think, how you feel about things. People are always going to disapprove and approve of you. That does not matter. What matters is how you feel, how things affect you. So notice when you're looking for that validation or seeking that approval in other people, and turn it towards yourself. What do you think? How do you feel about that certain thing? The other thing is self-love. It's important you love yourself and you give yourself the care that you need and you give yourself your needs. So all those extra things like people and sex and love and drugs and alcohol, all those things are not going to fill that emptiness. Only you can fill that emptiness through changing the wiring in your brain, changing your subconscious and changing your belief system. So you need to change how you feel about yourself. And the last thing is setting healthier boundaries. So make sure that you say no more, or you determine how do you want to be treated, how do you not want to be treated, what do you want differently in your life. You are in control of that, and learn what healthy boundaries are. If you don't know what healthy boundaries look like, I have a whole video which I'll link right here. So what do you guys think? Leave it all in the comments below, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with someone you think may need it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye guys. I feel like I'm Jessica Rabbit, constantly trying to push this back. Nope, not Jessica Rabbit. Ugh. This hair. Should I chop it off? Should I go all the way up to here? And if you're, I'm having such a hard time with my intro today.